All right, we're back with another. What's this? All right, we are back with Hey Landon this week, and it's kind of all about me. You guys had a lot of questions about just some personal stuff, so I figured let's just get to it. First question coming in is about jealousy and how have my friendships been and drama, and have I dealt with any of that? Well, yes, of course. I mean, haven't we all? Unfortunately, you'd think you're at an age where that stuff just goes away. And it's funny because my daughter's coming into that season, right? Like she's about to walk into all of that. And here I am at 40 and I'm like, I'm still dealing with it. So a life lesson for her is that it just really doesn't go away. I think it's up to you to control how you're going to deal with it. What's your mindset going to be? And for me, I've always been a very positive person. I'm always up here. My mom says I have been as a little girl, and I just always see the glass half full. I just really, really do. And I'm not really sure how I came to do that, but as I put it out there in the positive energy, and I always say that, life really is a boomerang, and I feel like what you're putting out in the universe, you're going to get back. So I think if you treat people, the way you want to be treated, I mean, these are all old sayings that we've all heard time and time again, but it's so true. There's so much truth to so many of these, and I want to stay positive. I don't like negativity. I don't like it around me. I don't allow my kids to act that way. I just don't. And I create that sort of environment. I make a conscious decision every day when I get up that I'm like, it's going to be a good day. And you know what? Some days are not, and that's okay. And I think just coming to the realization that it's not always going to be the way you think it's going to be, and you need to kind of roll with the punches. I'm very easygoing. I don't know if that kind of, feeds into it a little bit. Like I just let things roll off my back a little more. There's so much of the world that I cannot control, but what I can control, I do it in a positive way. I just put it out there. I smile at strangers. I help people. I'll hold the door. Like I just think feeding it back in, it always seems to come back to me. And I think what I'm doing and whatever this is in this little job and like being able to meet so many of you, I feel like I've worked towards this. Like I've been putting out this good energy and now it's all coming back to me. And I've really been so fortunate in my life, just with health and my marriage and my children and my family. And that's not always the situation. And oftentimes you can't control how others feel and how others act. But I think if you can try to see the best in everybody, and I'm trying to learn more and more the older I get, just an acceptance and accepting who I am and who people are and not trying to change them. You can't change anybody. And I think you need to realize that what people think about you is not your business. Really, I mean, you have to get out of that mindset that you're going to please everyone. And that's something I honestly have had to learn here. As many wonderful, amazing messages that I get from you guys, there's a handful that aren't so amazing. And they really did get to me. I don't remember a little while back, and I had a situation, and it really I couldn't believe how much it took a hold of me and how much it sucked the life out of me and how sad I was and how I kept just looking at everything that I did, and I just doubted myself. And I'm like, why am I doing that? I've never been this person. This isn't me. So I just had to kind of get myself out of that, and it took a little while, but I'm like, no, I'm going back to the way I was in my thinking, and that's when I do best. And I really, really try to stay here. I certainly do have days where I'm not, but for the majority of the time, I just make a conscious decision, and I decide every day that I am going to put out those positive vibes. I mean, if this isn't the most perfect shirt for this set of questions, I don't know what is. And just to kind of bring that back around to like friendships and drama and things like that, I have absolutely dealt with that. Believe it or not, you guys, I have lost a lot of friendships along the way. And it's funny, and I go back and I really have to analyze it and think like, my gosh, was it me? Did I do something? Is there like a constant here? Like what's going on? But I think sometimes jealousy is a really terrible thing, and it really will eat you alive. And I just don't let my mind go there. There's so many more people doing more amazing things than me, or they have, you know, a better, I don't know, a better car, a better house, a better family, a better marriage. I mean, you just can't compare yourself to these things. And I really just am grateful for what I have. And I think if I just stay right there, I'm best. But I have lost some friendships. I have had some drama, and I really just try to stay away from it. I do not want it in my life. I don't want any negativity. So the more I can just kind of push it away, or honestly just don't associate with those people. You know, once I see your true colors, I'm never going to be ugly to you. I'm never going to tell you. I'm just not confrontational, so I'm not going to go up to you and be like, I don't like the way you did this, and we're never going to be friends again. I just kind of back myself away and just move on. There's so many amazing people out there, and I've had so many great people come into my life to replace them, because I just feel like you don't need that, and you need to keep the people that you love and that you enjoy being with, because honestly, your time is precious, and I think you should spend it with people that fill you up and not take from you. So that's my thought on staying positive and how I deal with that. So, bedtime routine. People are like, you seem to have so much energy. What vitamins are you taking? What time do you go to bed? What are you putting in your coffee? Whatever you want to know. I actually really don't take any vitamins. I take like a chewy little hair vitamin, and I honestly don't even take a multivitamin. I'm just trying to eat well and things like that. But I go to bed at around 9:30 or 10. And I get up at 5. Now that was my like all the time routine for years and years and years. And then last year after my show, I kind of got a little lazier, and I was like, oh, I just want to sleep in. And then I put the working out off and all that stuff, and kind of staying up a little later. So I'm going back to the way I was. This is the way I was best. So I will go to bed at 9:30. I will set my alarm for 5. It only takes me about a week to kind of get back in that. Today was day 1. And then I will, kick things off with a workout. I just feel energized when I get home. So I'm like ready for the day. And it's crazy how that can really change your mindset. You've already started on a positive note. You've already done something for yourself. You've got some energy. And so I think getting to bed and sleep is so, so important. And my husband likes to go to bed at that time. So honestly, it's easy. Because he's like, let's go to bed, or we'll watch a show for a little bit, and then we'll go to bed, and we make sure our kids are getting enough sleep and things like that. So sleep is really important around here, and it's good for you. Okay, another one back to me is, how do you keep your house tidy? Everything seems to be white and organized, and you seem to have your act together. I don't always have my act together, but one thing that I do keep in check is my house. It just gives me peace of mind. I make my bed every day. That's a way to kick off. I'm telling you, if you make your bed every day, you almost can't have a bad day. It's just, I don't know, just is a fresh start. It's a blank slate. So I absolutely make my bed. I also, before I go to bed, I do a lot of things because I don't like waking up to a mess. So before I go to bed, I'll make sure that the kitchen sink is empty, the dishwasher is loaded and running. I will make sure that, laundry's in the dryer. Maybe it's not getting folded that night, but I'm like, okay, that's going. In the morning, I'll switch that over. I karate chop all my pillows. I get my blankets on my couch, put back in the little bit of the basket. I pick up shoes. I put them back where they go. I always have a pile on the steps. Our kids' bedrooms are upstairs. It's just like, I'm like, here, and what do? Walk over it. How many of your kids walk over the stuff you put on the steps? But I'm always like, guys, take this to your room, take this to your room. I just don't like stuff. I'm notorious if you have a cup on the counter and you're visiting me and you put it down after drinking water, maybe you want more water in a little bit, but to me, I'm like, oh, that's dirty, and I put it away. I always make sure the dish towel is folded. I might have a little touch of OCD, honestly. I like it all in order, and I hate waking up to a mess. There's just nothing worse. I just like peace and serene, and I want to come out to just a really tight ship.